From the rooftops of the old alleys, rainwater was dripping down, and every drop sounded as if it was narrating the city's sad tale. In the corner of a deserted lane, a woman sat alone. Shadows of exhaustion were cast upon her face, and her eyes carried a sorrow filled with years of silent screams. Her clothes were soaked, yet she seemed oblivious to the cold or the rain. Her name was Zainab. But the people of the city knew her by many other names, names that strip away honor, names that blur a person's existence. No one truly knew her story, yet everyone had already crafted their own versions of her past. In the same alley lived a Faqeer, an old man in a shabby mud-walled room. No door, no window, just an old curtain hanging in place. People called him Baba Farid. A simple man with wrinkles carved deep into his face, but with eyes carrying an unshakable calm. Words rarely left his lips, but when they did, they pierced the heart. That night, when the rain finally stopped, Baba Farid stepped into the alley, holding a rusty lantern in his hand. When he saw Zainab sitting there, he paused. For a while, he silently observed her, then softly spoke. "Daughter, the street is no place to sit at night. Come inside." Zainab lifted her head, her eyes filled with a mixture of reproach and exhaustion. "I am not a daughter. I am the one everyone despises." Baba Farid smiled gently. "A human is not defined by their sins but by their heart. Come. Rainy nights are not meant to be spent alone." Something inside Zainab cracked. It had been years since anyone had spoken to her in such a tone. Slowly, she rose and followed him. When she entered his room, she was surprised. No valuable belongings, no carpet on the floor. Just a clay floor, an old mat, a battered utensil, and a flickering oil lamp. Yet the place glowed with a strange kind of light, as if it didn't come from the lamp, but from within. Baba Farid poured water into the old utensil, handed it to her, and said, "Here, wash your hands and face. You are tired." When Zainab touched the water, she felt as though it was not only cleansing her hands but also washing away the dirt of her heart. That night, neither spoke much. Zainab sat quietly in a corner, while Baba Farid counted the beads of his rosary. Yet in the silence of that room, she found a peace she had not felt in years. As the night deepened and the rain ceased, Zainab, for the first time, wondered silently. Can my story change? At dawn, a cool breeze swept the alley. The city was still asleep. Zainab woke up, surprised that she had actually slept peacefully on nothing but a mat after so many years. Baba Farid was boiling water on a small clay stove. Seeing her awake, he said, "Daughter, will you have some tea?" Zainab flinched. "I told you not to call me daughter. I am not worthy." Stirring the tea with a spoon, Baba Farid replied with a smile. "It is not you who decides your worth. It is decided by the one who created you. And he has already called you daughter." Zainab turned her face away, but she could feel a strange warmth settling into her heart. After tea, Baba Farid opened an old wooden chest and pulled out a small cloth bundle. Inside were 2 pieces of bread and a little lentil curry. "Here, eat. You didn't eat anything last night." Zainab hesitated, then took a bite. The moment the food touched her tongue, tears welled up in her eyes. "Baba, do you know who I am?" "Yes," Baba Farid said softly. "You are human. The rest is just gossip in people's mouths." For the first time in years, Zainab looked into someone's eyes and found no hatred there. For the first time, she didn't feel small. But when she stepped out into the street later, people still whispered, women cast mocking glances, mothers pulled their children away. Her heart began to sink again. That evening, when she returned, Baba Farid told her, "People do not see with their eyes, they see with the rust of their hearts. Do not measure yourself by their gaze." That night, Zainab asked, "Baba, you have so little, yet your heart shines with peace. How?" He took a deep breath. "I reduced my needs and stopped counting the faults of others. When you clear the garbage inside your heart, light enters on its own." Zainab listened silently. Something stirred within her. Perhaps she too still carried a spark of light hidden behind the fog of sins. Late that night, as the oil lamp flickered in the corner, Zainab finally gathered courage. "Baba, why don't you ever ask about my past?" He paused his rosary and looked at her with gentleness. "If you wish to share, I will listen. Otherwise, for me, it is enough that you are here, in front of me." Zainab gave a bitter smile. "My name is Zainab, though it no longer feels like mine. I was born in a poor home. My father left when I was a child. My mother stitched clothes to raise me. Poverty never left us." Her eyes filled with old memories. "Then I was lured by a man who promised marriage, but he sold me." Baba Farid listened silently, absorbing every word. "I tried to escape many times, but was always caught. One day, I finally broke free, but the city never forgives. Every door shut on me. If I asked for work, people laughed. If I asked for dignity, they hurled insults." Her lips trembled. "I was tired, Baba. That night when you found me, I was hoping the rain would wash me away, or that a car would end my life." The room fell silent, only the lamp's flame flickered. Baba Farid finally spoke. "Daughter, sin does not make a person dirty. What makes one truly impure is not feeling shame for the sin. You are crying, that means your heart is still alive." Zainab broke down, pouring her past into words for the first time. After listening, Baba Farid told her, "Tomorrow morning, come with me. I will show you a place where people don't count sins, they wash wounds." When the first ray of sunlight touched the muddy rooftops, Baba Farid stood ready with an old cloth bag. "Come, daughter. I have something to show you." Hesitant, Zainab covered her head with a scarf and followed him. Every step through the streets felt heavy, every eye a reminder of her past. But Baba Farid's steady footsteps gave her courage. Soon, they reached a small free clinic surrounded by trees. Inside, a thin doctor greeted each patient with a warm smile. "This is Dr. Arif," Baba Farid introduced. "He doesn't just treat bodies, he heals hearts too." Dr. Arif looked at Zainab kindly. "You can help here. Give water, hand out medicine, small acts, but they can change someone's day." Zainab was stunned. "Me? Can I really do this?" Baba Farid smiled. "Humans always can. They just need to give themselves a chance." That day, for the first time, Zainab served others. She washed an old man's hands, handed medicine to a child, and offered water to a weary mother. And in every face, she saw gratitude. Her heart felt lighter. On the way back, Baba Farid asked, "How was it?" Zainab whispered, "For the first time, I felt useful, and no one asked about my past today." Baba Farid looked up at the sky. "Daughter, when you heal others' wounds, your own wounds begin to heal too." That night, Zainab couldn't sleep. The faces of those she had helped kept circling her mind. For the first time in years, she felt her life might have meaning. Days turned into weeks. Each morning, she went to the clinic with Baba Farid. At first, she only did small tasks. But slowly, Dr. Arif began trusting her more. One day, a feverish child came in. His mother wept, unable to afford medicine. Zainab tore a piece from her scarf, wrapped it around the boy's forehead, and cooled him with water. The boy calmed, and his mother held Zainab's hand. "May God bless you, daughter. Women like you are rare in this world." Hearing daughter spoken with respect shook her to the core. Even the neighbors who once mocked her began softening. One woman, who had never even looked at her before, came one evening and said, "Zainab, my daughter-in-law is ill. If you can, please take her to the clinic." When Zainab returned, Baba Farid smiled. "See, daughter, hearts do change. It just takes time. You keep walking your path." And Zainab replied softly, "Baba, I think I am changing too. Once, when people insulted me, my heart burned with rage. Now, I only pray for God to guide them." That, Baba Farid said with a smile, is the greatest victory when you conquer hatred with the light of your own heart. That night, for the first time, Zainab told herself, I may be a sinner, but perhaps I am no longer the same woman I was yesterday.